we keep being presumptuous and argumentative about us being the biggest brain that has ever existed, the biggest and most capable brain that has ever lived. Yet we keep on falling under the same patterns of, I'm not sure if evil is the word, definitely something more like mediocre or apathetic. Because that's the kind of mentality that we have leading everywhere or everything in our systems right now. Mediocre, small, scared children that try to prove to daddy who didn't never wanted to have, or who never wanted to have them, just because it needed to be done because he's a man, right? And all these macho bullshit. And that's what we keep on letting control our resources and our time invested in work so that we can be a productive member of society. And what do? They just hoard. They like mentally ill people who hoard piss or poop. They just keep on hoarding. That's all they are. They are just mediocre in that mentality because they think that's the best for everyone. And that's not the best for everyone. That's the best for them, for their families and their bootlickers and all those that convenience lures into falling into their grace. Because they are nothing without us. They come from us. I see the same actual attitude in the town where I live in. And it's not a rich town by any means. I mean, there are people who have money. But even here you can see how much of a leech they are. There's a guy here who used to be something from the government, and he took advantage of that and had his, well, he basically stole half the street, and he placed a kindergarten alongside his house so that he can, I'm not sure if his intent was to make the street more private, and if we as a town or them when that happened as a town actually agreed to this, but he took half of the street for his house and for his kindergarten, and then that's just this now. And yeah, because he wanted to have it, he I don't know what he actually had to move around so that could happen or that could be done, and it was done, and now he's well, that guy who got half the street from us because it's a public street, right? So he's basically stealing from us directly. I mean, I don't care. I'm pretty much going out of here, but soon. But I mean, it's strange how that mentality, even here, that crab in the bucket mentality actually impacts everyone from any kind of let's call it elite or social level. It's the same mentality. It's mediocrity. It's me wanting more for myself and nothing for everybody else, and fuck you if you dare to intervene with that notion, because I'm always right and you're always wrong because you don't think what I think. You don't belong to the same team or the same religion or the same country or the same whatever it is that you want to mentally attach yourself to, right? Because in the end, that doesn't even matter because we are all born by accident wherever we are born at. I mean, there's nothing about it that is special or that grants you any kind of benefit from another person who's just as capable as you and just as in the right to have a fulfilling life. And if we take that perspective and we start looking at things through that lens about us living our lives as beautifully as we can and as attached to our own wants and our own needs, and then that kind of attitude of not giving a fuck about others, that disappears automatically. That's why I'm a firm believer that rich people or wealthy people don't really have happiness in their life because they can't understand love. And if you can't understand love, then that's it. You're not capable of anything except for egotistical means and hoarding and wanting more and more and more, never satiating anything because you don't understand that one day you're going to die. And it's that simple. I mean, it's really hard to say it like that, but you do need to understand that as a given. Life comes with that price, and it's totally worth it if you actually just learn to love yourself and to understand that you're part of a community so you can love others as well. We're not even close to acknowledging that as a society. We think that we are special because we were born under a flag or a piece of cloth, in this case, with colors, or under a Bellic song, or under a geographical accident that is somehow defining me. And it doesn't matter that the other people is the same as me. I'm better because I was born here, and my parents is such and such, and this is my name, and fuck you. I mean, that's all fine and good to be proud of where you live at, but demonstrate that through thought and through action by being somebody who actually produces well in the community, not only takes from them and goes and invests it elsewhere, but to actually invest in your own communities where you came out of. You go and buy to prestige stores or to elitistic or gentrified stores or locations, and you just give more money to the people who already have everything. And what about your own community? When are you going to invest in your own community so that things could be better locally first? And that's the kind of mentality that I think that will bring us towards advancement, because right now we're just letting unchecked ego be in charge, and look what it's doing. It's risking lives of our children. It's risking the futures of our children and their children and so on, and it's risking everything just because they want to have more right now, more than everybody else, more than anybody else. And that's just wrong. It doesn't even match with what they think that they believe in, which is prophets like Buddha or Jesus Christ or Krishna or whoever the fuck they want to call their God in their own special way. I mean, you can believe whatever you want, but if that's your mentality, then you're completely wrong, because that's not what any of them have been teaching you or trying to teach you. They're trying to teach you about love and about understanding and about communication and about being there for each other and just enjoying life. And you attached through egotistical means your own selfishness and your greed and your desire to control and to hoard, and you turned it into a religion, which is why a lot of people don't actually believe in any of that, because it's being used by the wrong people to manipulate us into complying with notions of nationality and creed and enemies and such things. And in the meantime, we're losing mentalities and imaginations and great abilities in poverty and other fucking concepts like inflation and all that crap. I mean, what's the point? Why are we giving higher value to things just because of we wanting to get more money? Everything rises. Why? How is the earth charging us to live in it, right? It's just greedy people trying to take over everything, and that's the main point. That's the cause for all the problems in society. And I'm not a religious guy in the institutionalized sense of the word, but I am a guy that thinks that spirituality is very important for people to have some kind of balance in their lives, but also is a living life. And without that being attached to each other, then the wrong kind of people are going to start using our faith to be able to manipulate us into wars and into fighting with people we don't even know and that we might actually understand if we get to talk to them, and they may be able to understand us. I'm not sure why we keep on letting these egotistical maniacs run everything through the ground, just as long as they can amass enough fortune to have their own bunkers and fuck everybody else. Because that's what they think. That they don't think of progress. They think of regression of what the fuck is going to happen because of the consequences of my actions. They never think that, or they may think that, but that's why they are actually creating bunkers right now for themselves. because they have everything and they want more and more, and they're not going to be satiated at all. I mean, we've been a species, what, less than 1,000,000 years? Dinosaurs lasted for 65 million years, and we're already killing each other like this. It's fucking nonsense. We're poisoning everything. We're not allowing rivers and lakes and seas to flourish. We just keep on bringing trash to them and piss and chemical garbage that's gonna ruin the lives of the fish that live there. I mean, it's kind of sad. It's kind of dumb in my point of view, but hopefully we can keep on talking about such things so that we can see if we can make things better later on. Not sure how we can do it, but I'm sure that we'll have the enough brain power to actually achieve that without fucking extinguishing ourselves first. Anyway, hope you have a great day. It's really all about that. So thank you so much for listening if you did, and have a great one. Goodbye.